Remember we said there are forwards and there are options and there are futures, all collectively being referred to as derivative instruments. Today we are only looking at the futures contracts. Now a futures contract is a standardized contract between two parties to either buy or sell an asset, being your milli, your wheat, your gold, at a predetermined time in the future for a predetermined price. And this is why we call it standardized, in the sense that everything is set beforehand. The only thing that is a variable is the price, because the price is determined by demand and supply on the screen. This is where what your bids and your asks, those are what determine the price at the end of the day. But anything else other than the price is fixed. For example, we would say a contract has a contract size, which is in the case of white maize, it will be 100 tons. So one contract is equal to 100 tons, and we will be talking of white maize of grade 1 or grade 2 for a July delivery 2014 for a reference point Randfontein. So this is how we classify, and each terminology there means something to standardize the contract that we are trading. Risk is mitigated or minimized by a way of that initial margin that I alluded to earlier. That's now the down payment or the deposit that you have to put, and it will cover the exchange against any possible default. Worst possible default is 1 day movement. If you made money, it's credited to that account. By the time you close your position, your initial deposit is returned with interest to you. And by the way, the only other interesting thing also is that the deposit is only about 10 to 20% of the actual underlying. Let's take an example. Currently now, that a ton of maize, I think, is trading at around 2,000 Rand. Let's for argument's sake, give or take. Now, if you say it's 2,000 Rand per ton and one contract is 100 tons, then you're already talking of 200,000 Rand worth of exposure that for you to be able to trade one contract. But however, your down payment is only about 12,500 to be able to own or to take a position of a commodity to the value of 200,000 tons, 200,000 Rand. So you can see your 12,500 that we require as a down payment is far less than the actual exposure that you're holding. And that's why we say that is where we are talking of financial leverage of derivative instruments or gearing of derivative instruments. In other words, if you have to make a profit, it's almost double-fold, three-fold, or four-fold. But equally, if you have to lose money, you almost lose four-fold, or three-fold, or four-fold. That's the gearing that is inherent in the structures of derivative instruments. No wonder every time wherever you go, you hear that derivative instruments are very risky, stay away from them. But once you understand them, you can actually make living out of it and enjoy the roller coaster, basically. We are over and above the daily deposit or the margin deposit that you are required, the initial margin deposit. We do what we call daily margining. That's where I alluded to, where we actually do the profit and losses on a daily basis, and you receive a notification if you are in short supply or you lost some money and you need to add. You'll be notified on a daily basis, basically.